Zombie apocalypse.
Hello and welcome back, ladies and germs. What remains of Edith Finch? So far, this game has been unlike anything I've played. We just finished up Molly's story. We're moving on to whatever's next.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
Now, I believe Molly would be Edie's little sister, maybe even bigger sister. What is that? Little caterpillar? Caterpillar? Wow. They left the room, all these different rooms, they've just left the way they were when the kids vanished or perished. 1947. That's funny. That was not open before. I don't know. I have to look in the footage.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
Well, I mean, her room is exactly the same. I think this is like a great room for a little girl, except for this creepy bird mask. Oh, look. Cat, like tiger, duck. Oh, it's like little masks you could wear to pretend to be animals. Yeah, cozy little room. I love windows like this with their own little area, like for a desk or something. Dude, if I grew up with a room like this, I would have probably became a writer. I would have sat in front of my window. Wow, look at that view.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories.
Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Yeah. Yeah, at the beginning, they were, what was it? There was something about a cat named Molly. I remember that. That's the statue we saw through the hole in the fence. That's so weird. This game starts out on a ferry, just like the game Oxenfree, and there's a statue looking out across the coast in Oxenfree, just like that. I wonder if it's the same developers. I'll have to look into that.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom.
Sven Finch, 1937.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Conspiracy Now, home movies, My Friend Bigfoot, random junk.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
After the things I saw in my first part of this game, I'll believe anything about this weirdo
Edie made me a new
house.
pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
That's awesome, man. That's a good grandma.
Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
That's weird. Lewis. Yeah. So that's part of the house. She's got a sewing machine. Wow. There's just so much to look at. Like, yeah, you
The room
could...
is like a museum.
Exactly. You could go through this game probably very quick if you wanted to. But, I mean, why? There's so
For
many cool
500
things to
years,
look
the
at.
Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune. And misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johann. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
I love it that his name's Odin. I mean, it would be similar to someone in the United States naming their son Jesus. Like,
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island.
and baby Molly step ashore in her new home, Orcas Island.
Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Wow.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Odin. So Odin... Oh, conveniently, Odin is the beginning. Like, actually, well, in Norse mythology, Odin isn't the first, but you know what I'm saying. Odin had a dad. I can't remember his name, but I think he like killed his dad, or maybe I need to read some Norwegian folk tales. Brush up on my Nordic mythology. It's been years since I've read any books
Edie
about
told
Norse
people
mythology.
Sven was killed by a dragon. She could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
So the family, everyone believes the family has a curse. They often die young under weird circumstances, and it's hard to tell whether it's just a weird circumstance like that, we saw that in the first video, or whether it's truly a curse. I mean, but just like I said in the very beginning, I said this place is a death trap for little kids. Like, you look at how many places you could fall from.
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Whoa. Talk about some shag carpet.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
It was a pretty big trace.
Yeah, I'd say so. My God. Ooh, a key. Oh, okay. There's a secret in the bathroom by Sven and Edith Finch. Can I back off this? Can I back off this? No, I cannot.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Holy cow. Grandma had a big stash of pills on that bathroom counter, if you didn't
Sven
notice.
gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. Calvin Finch. Does that say 1950 to 51? I remember seeing that swing and wondering why it was all fucked up. Murder probe clues exhausted. Sorry if you guys couldn't hear me very well. My microphone was kind of... Milton. So Milton had been snooping around the house, and he'd been reading about family history. Couple turns land into a native haven. What? Little Milton had been drinking? 10-year-olds don't drink bottles of wine, do they? I don't think I drank until I was about maybe 15 years old. I had my first drink. And that was because I hung out with a kid whose parents were losers and gave it to me. If not for them, I probably wouldn't have drank until much later. Edith with Milton. Wait, what? How cool. You could like climb up here and like jump on his bed. Fort Calvin. Man, these kids have really... Oh. The command center. These kids had some cool bedrooms. It's actually giving me ideas for my children's bedrooms. Childhood's supposed to be, you know, the
I knew
best.
Grandpa Sam had a twin.
The best time of your
And that
life.
he never talked about him.
I just want to make it fun for mine. September 61. My childhood was miserable.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Oh, 50 to 61.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Okay, so we're swinging. He's looking out just like that statue out there. I got a nice broken leg.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Well, that's good because
Sam, coming. Dinner's ready. Coming.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
living in fear.
I told him going around was impossible.
Oh, this is how the swing got messed up.
Maybe
Remember
if I hadn't said that.
when you were a kid, man, you always wanted to see if you could do a 360 on the swing.
Maybe if the wind
I
hadn't
always
picked up,
tried. About broke my neck doing it.
then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
That he wasn't afraid.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Whoa. Whoa.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Yeah, we all did. We all did.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Well, I got pretty tall.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Wouldn't it be so neat to have secret passages in your house? I've thought about building a safe room. If anybody ever broke in or anything, you can just get in your
The
safe room.
passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Well, I guess we'll just go this way. Oh, okay. I needed to keep going. Wow. So cool. Underneath the little wine. I just wanted to show you guys where that came out. Now we're in Barbara's room.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara.
Oh, it's supposed to be like Tales from the Crypt.
As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Ugh, Friday the 13th music?
Found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Yes! Wah! Wah, wah, wah.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Ugh.
It rattled and grew still.
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
It's a full moon.
Walter, are you there?
Walter vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Oh,
Barbara
shit.
turned, saw the Hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet. Had vanished.
Oh,
She
shit.
listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Oh, God. This is actually creepy.
Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Oh.
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Jesus. This is one messed up family, man.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Wow. Alright, guys. We got some more stories coming up. This just keeps getting better and better. This game has been amazing. Now, I just realized that my wife is asleep beside me and she's listening to some documentary or something. I apologize if that came through on the recording. I will make sure that it is off in the next one and there's no background noise. Do not forget to like and subscribe for further content. I will be showing the entire game of What Remains of Edith Finch. Bye-bye.